Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros, kids. Sorry about that. Going live on Friday on YouTube's now. Having fun, having laughs, aren't we? And the audio show will go out Sunday. Now, Anthony Hollaway did Tim Pool last week. And a few friends of us on YouTube have said they won't mess with your videos if you don't swear within the first 10 minutes. Now, Bob ruined that yesterday.
Yeah, you are so unprofessional, Bob.
It's out of control.
I just
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby!
Gee Willikers there.
There you
pal.
go.
Golly gee.
We got to keep it tame, all right? I can tell you some quick news here at the top. WeFunder.com/HardAFSeltzer, 25 days left. No need to swear during that. On WeFunder.com/HardAFSeltzer. If you'd like to join us, we left 30% of the company open up to you so we can rage. Idaho just ordered 500 more cases their day. Did they party in Idaho and I don't know about it? Never been.
What else would you do in Idaho?
Hike or something. I heard it's beautiful. Go through a stream in a little tube or a boat.
Yeah, and what would you do when you're doing those things?
Drink.
Yeah.
Heavily. Okay.
So
makes sense.
Go up to the Salmon River, do some fly fishing, and the fly fishing vest. You can put those extra compartments on there for a 6-pack.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Of Hard AF.
I'll punch a salmon right in the face.
Yeah, you can too.
I
Up there, it's totally legal.
Yeah.
The problem is if you get in the way of the bears, because the bears like to eat them.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so
that's what I heard.
You just got to take turns. I'll tell you, one for you and one for the bear, and it'll work out. If you start tossing salmon to the bear, he will not attack you.
You think so?
I know so.
All right.
I know a couple of bears.
Okay.
I got to pass.
Yeah, I knew you did. Man, we're only 3 minutes in, huh? This is going to be real hard, man. This is going to be real hard. I don't think we've ever done it.
We just got to be better
episodes.
every day, okay? So we got to beat 6:30 from yesterday.
We could just go.
Be best.
We could just go dead air for the first 10 minutes of the show.
Man, if we were on, well, that's the point, I guess, right? I was going to say if we were on Patreon today, we should have played Top Gun theme song for 10 minutes straight in tribute to Val Kilmer.
Well, but, I mean, on YouTube, it's going to fucking.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Dude,
what the fuck? It's you guys.
3 minutes.
That was worse than yesterday. Worse than yesterday. Both of you fucking guys. Shit. We've got the worst mouths on the planet.
How can you be less disciplined than me?
My God, man. That is insane. Both you guys. Your parents are coming in today.
It's been a while since I was in corporate America.
It sure is. My God, dude.
It's not going to be happening anytime soon, apparently.
Boy, man. I was going to try to break Dan with an old song or something or an old story,
You can't
see if he breaks down.
You can't get me.
Oh, I can. There's always a voice that gets you.
To make me laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not make me swear. You can't make me swear.
That's true. I can't make you swear. But I can make you break for sure. And
make you break your heart.
Yeah, it happened again last night,
What happened?
Just sitting there, and enjoying a muggy Texas evening on the back porch. Hear mosquitoes getting zapped into the distance. Smell that bug spray. It's muggy. Mostly live in a white neighborhood, And I heard a voice kind of call out in the middle of the night as we were sitting there on the porch. It was Nene. She said, "Ooh, it gonna be a hot one tonight." And then instinctively...
I knew I could get him, dude.
Who's Nene? I'm confused about who Nene is.
It's just a neighbor.
Oh.
Just an old black neighbor in an all-white neighborhood.
I thought you were about to start talking about a rapper or something.
Well, it got close because I answered instinctively.
Because you whipping Nene.
I sure
do.
do.
What is Nene? I don't know. I don't speak
That's just her name, dude.
No. But it's a dance move or something, right? Whipping is like pretend like you're driving a car because it's a whip. What's Nene?
Watch me, Nene.
Watch me, Nene.
Yeah.
Nene.
So what's the set? What does that mean?
I think it's from Real Housewives of Atlanta, maybe. Is it Nene Leaks? Or is it Nene?
What's the Nene dance
any of that
move?
shit.
Let's see if we can unpack this in reverse.
Yeah, Bob, what do we got? Google it. Google it.
I don't want to know. Don't Google what it means. I want to see the dance move first, and then we can try to figure out what it means. Because whip is obvious.
Right.
Because you call a car a whip.
But Nene is something else, man. It might involve a weave. But I don't know, man. Don't show me a Chinaman doing this shit.
Well, he's white.
This is a white man.
Is he really? Why is he in a pink room like that?
It's a very white man.
That looks like an anime room.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't see this either. I don't like any of this.
So look, he's going to hit the whip.
Sure.
It's the Nene is just the side to side with your shoulders.
Boo.
The whip is putting your hand out, so it's
Boo.
whip, Nene.
God, we're so lazy.
Okay,
we're so lazy as a culture.
Yeah, so
dude.
look it up.
It's
Titled
crazy.
Best Nene in History.
Okay.
I know this guy.
Ryan says, I know this guy. I know you just graduated middle school with him 3 hours ago.
No, I personally know him.
Ryan, shut the fuck up.
Ryan, honestly,
Ryan
man.
personally knows this.
Yeah, how do you
Black
personally know?
Voices fucking carry, okay?
How do you know this 6-year-old
Amy
black
Man,
child?
Listen to it. Oh, boy.
Likely story, pedo.
Yeah, you fucking pedo, dude. Russell Brand just went down a couple hours ago.
Yeah, you're next.
Ryan's next.
I'm typing up a tip for the FBI right now.
Magically knows all these 4-year-old black kids.
Wait, what'd Russell Brand do?
Rape.
No.
Bunch of them.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
But it was like 80 years ago. I don't believe any of that
Well,
shit.
it wasn't
I mean, I don't
rape.
care.
One of them was some penny orally, I think. Little penny. Little pasta penny orally there.
Well, how do you
From
get
1999 and 2004?
How do you get that close without at least some measure of consent?
That's what he said. So he said, "Look, did I hook up with all these people? Yeah, dude, I did. Everything was always consensual.
Here's what we need to
fucking Russell
We need to
Brand.
start setting people up.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, let the dude. If you're a woman, let the dude get right there, and then as soon as he slides it in, you say no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Whoa.
What were you
Whoa.
doing? He goes, well, you were telling me to.
Yeah.
No, I was just pointing at it.
Was pointing at
There's
it.
something
you
wrong.
did
Yeah.
that. You guided your penis there. So yeah, let's see this.
That's why I always pay a third party to guide my penis in.
You have to.
That way, there's a witness.
You have to. Uber's got a thing for it now.
Yeah.
So oral rape is what he's being charged with. So where are we at there, Bob, on the rape scale?
Bad? I don't know.
Oral rape?
Like he's eating her out?
Or he's
But it said
jamming in.
oral penetration, so either he fucked her mouth hole, or he put his tongue up her pussy. So I don't know which one happened.
Let's see. Charges relate to 4 women here. The Metropolitan Police said the 50-year-old comedian has been charged with 1 count of oral rape and 1 count of indecent assault. Is due to appear in a court on Friday, May 2nd. This is super weird. What a weird story.
Indecent assault can involve heterosexual activity or same-sex activity in which one partner is forced into sexual contact or sexual activity against their will, including touching them intimately. See, that could have just been fucking touching a boob or something. Not to trivialize it, but that's what it means.
Okay. And so we don't know all this bullshit in England, by the way, but
That's from the UK.
He just answered and said, of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend myself against these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Boy, this is 1999 through 2004. 20-something years ago now. Weird. A lot of weird shit going on around the world, though. England in particular, man. And, yeah, we're seeing this weird shit happen everywhere. Looking at the markets here today, what are you doing? Buying the dip on this one?
Yeah. I mean, sure. You can wait a couple more days because the news media cycle goes, what, Bob, 4 days? So cancel out the weekend and then put in 2 more days. So maybe wait till Wednesday.
Wednesday of next week.
This isn't moving on news media. This is moving on actual economic policy.
This is just the market reacting to an
tariffs,
irrational actor, really.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't
and by
know how
the
to
way,
react to Trump at this point.
No, they don't.
It's reacting today because China came back with retaliatory tariffs. The EU hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, the EU hasn't.
There's a lot more pieces to fall before. So
Yeah,
no,
the
I
other
would not start
Southeast
buying
Asian
right now.
countries have announced they're not going to do. They're going to drop theirs to 0 for us.
Yep.
And I don't think China's got much of a choice. Their economy is kind of teetering right now, so they're going to have to do something soon.
Look, what we like I've said on the show forever. You had to try this at some point, and it's going to suck. I think it will all bounce back. When you look at the numbers of how much shit we're buying from all these fucking people around the world, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, we're their only source of income. At a certain point, we've got to stop being a fucking human ATM machine over here. And yeah, I'm with Bob, though. I see this going on for a few weeks while everybody figures it out. I think if one of these countries actually experienced the pain here, boom, it would go away immediately, which I expect a lot of these to. The only holdout I could see is maybe China. Maybe.
I don't think so. Their economy's in rough shape right now. For ours, we have some inflationary problems, but our economy's in pretty decent shape.
But I don't think China gives a fuck about their own people or
Well,
economy.
not about the people, but they care about the economy because it affects their global standing. They got to do something.
Yeah. So we'll see how this all shakes out here. Let's see. Vietnam what did they do today? Nike moved on their production from China to Vietnam to avoid tariffs. Only to get hit with more here.
Yeah, Nike's
dude.
been in Vietnam for a while.
Why haven't they come back here? Like, that's always been a mystery to me.
Because they like slave labor? What do you mean?
No,
They're cheaper
I
to
understand.
make things over there.
Way cheaper.
Well, it's slaves, obviously. That's what it
Infrastructure
is.
here, too, probably, I'd imagine.
That's always been strange to me, man. Because the homeboy's been out of Oregon forever. Have they been doing that the entire time?
They've been making shit in Asia for decades. That's why the
China
whole
and
thing,
Vietnam?
like sweatshops, blah, blah, blah. They moved from China to Vietnam because China got too gnarly.
Those
And
little
then-
hands are just really good at making Air Force Ones.
Yeah, well, those little hands just caved right now. So I'm looking at it here. Trump just had a very productive call with Tao Lam, General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, who told me that Vietnam wants to cut their tariffs down to 0.
Where's the fucking music, dude?
Yeah,
3
it's
minutes
crazy
in.
here today. You swore. We're not making any money off this episode anymore after minute 1 for you. Booyah!
Listen, we made it 3 minutes.
Nowhere near it, dude. Nowhere near it. You didn't even get half of Bob's time, for Christ's sakes. And I was just on my poach last night.
Can I just start pulling up prolapse pics then? I mean, we're already fucked for this episode.
I mean, we might as well call in topless clowns at this point. All right, so Vietnam is caved. Yeah, dude, all these people will end up caving here eventually. We're their entire fucking economy. Why are we the world's economy for everything? It's because we need slaves here? Is that what we're talking about? Can we make a slave trade?
Because we make more purchases than any other economy in the world, and it's not even close. We buy a lot of shit here, so it's really that simple.
Yeah, the other thing too was like I saw this tweet earlier to Jerome Powell about dropping the interest rates. Yeah, why haven't we done that in fucking years? Like, fuck that guy.
I mean, certainly we as customers want the interest rate to be low, but we also need to kind of force a recession, which is what you do when you have a high inflationary period. All through human history, you've tried to force a recession. Yeah. And we just haven't done it this time. They just kept printing money, which means we're probably going to have a deep recession, if not a depression, at some point.
How long you think?
I mean, it depends, man. The market moves a lot faster now than it did in the 1930s. There's a lot more moving parts. So I would say
quite a bit more money to lose as well.
Quite a bit more money to lose, yeah. But we also have a lot more circulation of our currency, not just here in the States, but globally. So it would bounce back relatively quickly, 18 months probably. But, it's going to be rough for a minute. And we need to, the currency deflation is something that kind of needs to happen to some degree. Well, we don't want to have a prolonged deflationary period, but we got to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we can possibly do here at this point if we're actually going to try to change the country. It seems to me now, looking back at this, like Rand Paul just gives a fuck about, himself right now and what's currently happening, but
I mean,
for the long haul.
Yeah, it's a principled stance from his perspective because he thinks that Congress needs to take that power back from the executive, and maybe he's right about that. But
and then how would they do it?
Seems like an odd. Well, all of Congress would have to agree.
Not a prayer.
Yeah,
that'll never happen in a million years.
It's a bit of a pipe dream. Yeah.
I also think Trump's a little too vain to let the market be the way it is for very much longer.
So this is the first salvo. He's going to see who capitulates, and then he's going to apply pressure in different areas for those who don't to try to get them to capitulate. I don't know why everybody's always fucking surprised by this. It's like this is how this process goes every single time with Trump. He says something, and people are like, that's crazy. It's going to ruin the economy. He's a Nazi, blah, blah, blah. And then there are results from it. And they're like, he didn't know that was going to happen. This is just a coincidence or whatever. And then it's like on to the next thing afterwards.
Yeah.
He is doing that, but he is getting a little heavy-handed with some of our best allies and some of our good friends. It's like going up to your buddy's wife and just slapping their ass with Canada.
For what?
Just the way we're handling things. It's just like we could use a little bit more finesse.
Canada's fucking people, like their government and everything else. Like no.
Yeah, but we're essentially causing them to now go back to a liberal party. I believe Pierre Poilievre, whatever the fuck his name was.
Poilievre, yeah.
Before all this shit happened, like he was the favorite to win the election.
Yeah, but
now he has no chance.
But here's what, like, he's the one that fucked that up. Trump pulled the shit that he pulled, and Poilievre should have said, look at what these liberals are doing to us. Our best friends don't want to do business with us anymore. You've got to put conservatives into control here in Canada. That's what he should have said. Instead, he went on national fucking television and said, oh, our best friends are stabbing us in the back.
Yeah.
Like, no, you've been fucking us for decades, bitch.
When has Canada helped?
Never.
Or given us money? Like, when has any of these countries ever helped or actually given us cash for
well,
something?
Canada deployed a lot of people to Iraq and Afghanistan.
Okay. And who was there? Who was there at that time back in the day?
Artillery and snipers mostly is what they sent, I think.
Right. Anything else? Did they give us any cash for anything?
I don't know about that.
I mean, they've tariffed the shit out of us for years. So it's like...
I mean, Canadians died in both those wars.
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I guess that's the last time, right?
Well, yeah, but that just ended.
Yeah, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Is that... Did it stretch that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are Canadian support staff still in there, yeah. I think
Okay.
So, yeah. But who knows, man? I mean, they certainly don't share our values anymore. And I don't know why we would continue. Like, certainly you have relationships with people that don't share your values, but those relationships get reset from time to time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And right now, I would say that, and this is an odd thing to say, frankly, but countries like El Salvador and Saudi Arabia have a lot more in common with us in Jordan than any of these other countries that we've been historically doing business with. I think Japan is going to stay a very close trading partner with us. They have to.
Yep.
And I think, we need to be doing what we can to the problem with China is Japan, right? Because if Japan didn't exist there, or if China didn't exist there, it would be very obvious what we should do, which is to prop them up as the fucking dominant leader in that area. But instead, you've got Japan, who has, I think, the third largest economy in the world after China.
It's really close, yeah.
I think it's us, China, then Japan. And China right there next to each other in the same region. Over here in the fucking Western Hemisphere, nobody's even close to us. The EU as a whole doesn't even touch us, right?
Yeah.
So that's a problem that needs a more nuanced solution, to be honest. And I think China's economy is in rough shape right now. And they're running out of options on what to do. Mm-hmm. Like, this tariff they're throwing on us is meaningless, to be honest. And they know that we can just retaliate and shut them down big time. So it's just for show for them. I think they're trying to position themselves to get a better deal than what they might get if they just capitulated immediately. That's probably what that is. Because the only thing they can really do to fuck with us in a meaningful way is to invade Taiwan and shut down chip production for us.
Yeah.
And if they did that, that would be a much greater expense to them than us. On the other part of it, if that was Trump's plan, was to give the conservatives or Poilievre the juice to make a move, maybe he should have reached out and said that instead of just assuming the guy was going to fucking be on board with him. That probably would have been a good idea, to be honest. instead of not Polyev is the one that fucked it up, but he was maybe operating with information that wasn't completely accurate. I don't know.
I say gave this 6 weeks to shake out.
Yeah, probably about that. I don't think it's a good idea for us to alienate Canada and Mexico, right? Not that they can do anything to us. We could easily annihilate both of those countries off the face of the earth within like a matter of weeks, frankly.
Yeah, but we're not going to war with them or anyone.
We don't want to. Like that shouldn't even be. Everything should be technically on the table, but that shouldn't even be something that's
No.
And, well, I do think we should invade Mexico and set up a demilitarized zone.
For 50 miles?
50 miles, yeah. I think that I absolutely think we should do that. And I think we should threaten that and then tell Mexico we will co-man a 50-mile DMZ with you. If you want to negotiate, we'll do that. But there's got to be some space here because too much shit's going on with the tunnels and everything. Nobody's going to build a 50-mile tunnel.
How long are the tunnels now? What's the longest one?
I don't know what the longest one is, but I would imagine a couple miles.
Yeah.
Probably. Because they pop out of, they're in little shacks. They start underneath little shacks and on the Mike side, on the Mexico side, sometimes in industrial buildings, and then they pop out in like little houses and stuff over here.
There hasn't been anything anywhere near a mile.
Not that we found,
not
that we found yet, but we have, well, I won't get into it. We've got some imaging that shows that there's some slightly longer ones, but I haven't seen anything over a mile, right? So, maybe it's just 15 miles. Maybe it's not 50. Maybe it's 10. I don't know. But I think something's got to be done there. Obviously.
Yeah. And then the job report came out. That was great today. Shit, dude. Again, if we just moved a lot of this shit over here, it would help. But
That's a pre-tariff job report, though.
It's going to take a while, man.
Yeah, that's a pre-tariff job report. There's a good chance that companies that operate in any of the countries that just got tariffed might see some layoffs. So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
TBD on that one.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with this. But I saw Kramer on there just fucking yelling his face off this morning. So I knew it might be good what he's doing, but we'll find out. Again, at a certain point in history, you got to do something. Otherwise, we're just going to keep kicking this fucking can down the road. And I don't know when it ends, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need to go through a recession or a deflationary period, like a managed one, because obviously the unit of currency value goes up. Mm-hmm. That's always a good thing. It increases purchasing power, not just for the country, but for each individual or anybody globally that's spending the U.S. dollar, which means they're going to spend more of it. That's how that works. If you people, by and large, historical trends show that people are going to spend the same amount of money no matter what happens. It's just a matter of how far that dollar gets them. And here's how you know that's true. When they don't have the actual dollars to back the spending they're going to do, they go into debt. Individuals and countries always do this. They always spend about the same amount. That's how it works. So a deflationary period allows people to spend that same amount of money while paying off debt, saving some money, getting more value for their money. It's something that needs to happen right now. Certainly people pay off debt and put money in savings and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell that the banks are hoping for that, to be honest, because you can see, we've seen it personally. There's a lot of these entry offers of high yield savings account right now up near like 6-7% for long-term high yield savings accounts. And the only reason you would do something like that is if you're expecting that currency to either plateau or deflate. Now it's plateaued since Trump. Mm-hmm. It's down below 3% again, like it was for his entire goddamn presidency before. But I think it needs to go down a little bit. and it has the added benefit of for creditors, for people that were paying back money, including our national debt, the value of the dollar being more means, one, our interest rate on that debt, as we discussed briefly yesterday, isn't quite as high. So that's good for us, but also for the creditors because they're getting paid back in a more valuable currency than what they were going to get paid back with yesterday, even though the interest rate's technically lower. So they're making more money when there's a lot of reasons for all this stuff to be happening. It's very in the weeds, and to be fair, nobody from the Trump administration has taken the time to explain any of this stuff. This is just stuff that you understand if you research how inflationary and deflationary periods happen, and that's not like who the fuck is looking that up?
Yeah, and I've seen, I think Slotnick's his name, popping up on
Slotnick
different
did it.
shows and all this other stuff.
James Altucher has been talking about it on Twitter. Friend of the show, James Altucher. He's a really smart guy. He's been talking about it on Twitter a little bit, but I mean that's just one guy.
It is,
honest.
yeah.
Like Besant and or Besant, however you say his name, and Lutnick, who was what you were talking about, the Treasury Secretary. They got to get out there and start talking about this. I mean, Lutnick's the one that championed the tariffs in the first place for all the obvious reasons.
Yes.
So they need to work on their messaging, and I think the markets would have had a much milder reaction had they done that.
He's been out there. The problem with him and most of these guys is all these money guys are so fucking boring that it's like when they explain this as they're going through it, you're like, okay, cool. And then you got a Jim Cramer, who's arguably one of the most famous money
Screaming about nonsense.
screaming into television. So like, who knows at the end of the day?
I guess, Dan, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you concerned that we have the workforce currently to operate manufacturing here at home?
No, I'm not concerned with that.
Okay.
I mean, you know, these are. It's a good question to ask because you have to stimulate that, and the way you stimulate that is that you end fucking. There's a number of different. There's sticks and carrots. You end welfare, period. Right? Like you got here's a job for you now. You got to go do it. And if you don't, fuck you. You're not getting free soup anymore, buddy. I'm sorry. That's a stick. On the carrot side, all these kids with college student loan debt and shit like that, certainly the universities are responsible, and the banks are responsible for the shit, not the taxpayer. It's the universities and the banks that are responsible. So if it's me and it's public universities, right, and FDIC insured banks who report to fucking me, that I tell them, hey, you're going to give these guys breaks on paying this back to some degree. You're going to shave off points or you're going to do something. And they're going to go back to work and start helping the American manufacturing stand back up. That's got to be, like, you got to use both ends of that. You got to use sticks and carrots to get people into that workforce and then explain to them why the jobs are good too. And then, incentivize, do tax incentives for Nike. Do tax incentives for Nike where pay living wages, right? And do what the tech companies are doing that make them so popular with people and give people stock options and all these other things that make them want to stay at this place. Like if I'm Nike, I want somebody who starts sweeping the fucking floors, who goes on to working on the factory floor, operating one of the pieces of equipment, who becomes a manager there, and then goes on to designing the shoes at some point.
You just described the story of Flamin' Hot Cheeto, dude. Hot the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
he was a janitor.
He didn't make any money on that.
And then he was Flamin' Hot. Then he invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
But that's
like... No, I agree with you. And we're already doing that at smaller businesses with like, take a Chick-fil-A or what was the one in L.A.? God, everybody loved it. God damn it, man. I'm blanking. I lived there for 15 years.
What
burger joints?
In-N-Out?
Yes. In-N-Out does it as well.
Yeah, they do. They have a very good... So does McDonald's, by the way. McDonald's has a great manager program. So automation's coming too. That's a big thing. AI and automation are coming.
There's no way you can do livable wages manufacturing in the United States without...
Automation is probably the play.
Yeah.
Probably
well, see, that's a big part of it. Yeah. So these universities that allowed, and the banks, by the way, that allowed these predatory loans for fucking general ed degrees or fucking trans studies or whatever the fuck. Like, no, for free, you're going to run 6-week courses to teach people how to use automation for these specific machines, and then they're going to go work at these places and they're going to get paid really well, because now not only are we making this stuff here, it's not just America that buys Nikes.
Right.
Nikes
it's
are all over the fucking world. And if production comes back, I've talked about this yesterday, if production comes back here and we can make it affordable still, and we can with automation and pay people well by doing it, and we export all the stuff, not only are we making money and have jobs in America that are making money, but the value of our currency goes up. This isn't even deflationary. The value of our currency goes up because the product of our economy is better, right? So I think there's a lot of ways to handle this stuff. Right now, they're just like taking big swings and crushing stuff, which is, maybe that's part of the process. I guess if you're a sculptor and you start off with a big ass stone or something like that, you got to knock some big pieces off first before you start doing the finer details. So I just think communicating the process a little bit more would be helpful. The problem is you're negotiating with foreign countries in a lot of this, and you don't want to
guess. It's a guess.
Well, it's not just a guess, but you don't want to show them your hand either.
Yeah, and it's also a guess of what they're going to do. So I don't know how to explain that either.
Well, there's a playbook. So we're going to make this move. China's going to retaliate this way. We're going to retaliate this way. They're going to retaliate this way. This is how negotiations and diplomacy have worked for as long as those things have existed, right? So it's just going to take a little time to do it.
You know what else I think it is, Bob? I think you need a guy like Joe Pompliano, to be honest with you. Somebody cool, younger, to kind of explain it and break things down on a daily basis from the White House that will actually connect without the guys that are typically there.
Bessent and Lutnick should be writing for him. Here's all the information, and you fucking deliver it.
Right. Because he is out there, and I do see him a lot. The problem is, it's boring shit. So it's like, how much do you want to do for that? Also, the other thing, too, is then you have to make American companies want to change as well. So, you
have to incentivize it.
Yes, and so you have to.
You can't,
Nike's got to want to change at the end of the day and not use tiny little yellow hands in basements.
What I definitely don't want to happen is for government through regulation to try to force them to do shit.
You can't have a centrally planned economy.
No, it sucks, right? So you incentivize people and a bunch of, you make 25 different incentives. So that way one company who's situated to take advantage of this one will, so on and so forth, and they get to choose, and the ones that choose wrong will lose. And that's how a fucking market works.
Yeah. So whether or not the company is going to change too, that's another guess. But then today's news here is wild to me, but maybe beneficial, which would bring a lot of jobs. Dude, Amazon is trying to buy TikTok right now. They're putting a bid together for TikTok. If that happens,
the government will not allow that.
Jesus Christ.
They won't.
Is there any possibility to that?
No.
Because everything you're wearing then could just be shipped to you from your favorite people.
That's true.
I understand why they want to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they want to do it for the data more than anything else, but they're not, the government will not allow that. That's two massive companies that would merge. That's like a couple of, what's the market cap for?
Let's see.
I know Amazon's high, but what's it for TikTok?
Let's see why Trump isn't keen on Amazon being
220 billion.
Oof.
I got 300 billion as of November 2024, but maybe it dropped after the quote unquote ban that didn't happen.
This is mine's from mid 24. So
I got 200 billion, I think. Let's see. God damn, dude. It says if they were to do this, Amazon has the money at the end of the year. It's sitting on 100 billion in cash. It could easily finance the rest of this. But,
they could. Yeah. Then Amazon's market cap is 1.8 trillion.
That would be wild, man. If them or an Apple took over,
they won't.
I don't think the government
will
allow
it. They won't allow it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's fucking insane, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So it's a last minute bid here to try to take it. I get why they would do it, man. And then Trump, by the way, Delco, sad to say, your boys over, your Saudis over there, they don't want one tour. They only want one, apparently. So that came out this morning. I'm sorry. We're not putting the tours back together.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Well, yeah, Yasser's not going to take an L.
You got to. You would still own the PGA. Why not do that?
They've spent $5 billion. He's got to, the PGA Tour's got to concede something.
What do you think that is then?
Anything that makes Yasser look like he didn't just completely burn through $5 billion.
Well, apparently, they just want another tour. So they want two, and that's where the negotiations have stalled out there. So they both walked away, and the guy from the PGA, Monahan, wants it to be one. So I don't know.
Also, Yasser wants a membership at Augusta.
Well, that's a hard one to get, even if you're a black man in this world.
Which the PGA Tour does not control.
No, they don't. Who does, by the way? Is it some old Southerners down in Georgia?
Yeah. Augusta controls all of it. Yeah. They own it all, yeah.
No shit.
Yep. So all the majors do, I believe.
Do you remember seeing a goddamn single bird when we were there? Because I don't. They pump the noise in for sure.
No, they do. Real fresh birds, dude. Clean birds. I actually saw them cleaning off the birds.
Yeah, there were only white birds there.
That's it. And there was a very delicate licking process by some folks that I saw in some bushes doing God's work on a daily basis.
It was kind of creepy how perfect it was.
It wasn't it?
Yeah.
If that's heaven.
Something's
that's
a little off.
I know. But the reason why this sucks, obviously, is the tour will be split in two. Any shot, Delco, that these guys will just, after the contract's up, just come back and be like, all right, fuck it, it's done?
Probably. Like, I think Brooks is going to come back. Bryson will come back.
Okay. But what if they offer him another $300 million? How do you walk away from that?
I don't think they are. That's the whole thing.
You think Saudis are out of cash now, huh?
Not cash, but again, $5 billion for like 15,000 people to watch your product.
They accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah. They broke up the tour.
Yep.
And they killed Tiger Woods. He's dead. I blame that Achilles thing on them, you know? It was kind of their extra 9/11. It was like another plane for those guys right in the back of Tiger's legs somehow. Now that he's a member of the Trump family, you know?
Well,
now that he's in.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll find out how that shakes
He better not
out.
fuck that up.
Well, can you? Because it's not like you can run anywhere on a ruptured Achilles, you know? You
And his
shouldn't be
knee,
doing
too.
anything. Oh, is it the knee as well?
Or his leg, or what did he break?
Well, he's got the robot leg on the other one.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No.
Because
So I think
Trump's
he's-
got a kill switch on that robot leg probably
Yeah,
at the
dude.
White House.
He's staying there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger's staying in that at Mar-a-Lago in that residence.
He's gonna be donating to Trump's next campaign in 28.
He's not fucking going anywhere.
I mean, Junior's just cool with him boning his ex-wife.
Well, look. I mean, at a certain point, if it's Tiger and a robot leg, I mean, I guess you're cool with it, right?
Yeah, if somebody was gonna be with your ex, you would want it to be somebody cool like Tiger. He's a fun hang.
Yeah. What do you want? Like somebody looks like they were at Columbine,
Yeah,
or
especially if you got they don't
Columbine
didn't Junior and Homegirl have like 4 or 5 kids together or some shit like that, or 3 or something. It was a number of
I
kids.
believe 3. It was a gaggle.
Yeah, so it's like you're gonna end up having to fucking see him. Obviously, you're not getting back with her. That's not happening. So it may as well be an opportunity to hang out with Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. Why not? And he likes to party too.
Loves to party, dude.
Pills and booze. It's right up my alley.
Same here, man. I don't know anybody that's partied with Tiger, though, unfortunately.
No, well, I mean, just go to a Waffle House in the fucking Midwest somewhere.
Well, besides
You'll
the
find one.
waitresses,
Yeah.
obviously, but no, like, real hombres who've partied with Tiger over the years. You know, the stories we've always heard are weird, so who fucking knows, dude? Who knows? Black Mirror's coming out, bro. You excited about that?
No.
I'm juiced.
You never
man.
know.
That's
I mean,
the
like,
greatest.
you never know if it's going to be good. And it's episode
Have
to
they
episode.
missed?
There have been some episodes that sucked. I thought the Anthony Mackie one was weird. I was not interested in that at all.
Okay.
I didn't think that. I thought that premise was flimsy, to be honest. But some of them have been really good. That one where, what's his nuts from Mad Men?
John Hamm.
John Hamm, yeah.
The one where John Hamm was like
Black Christmas or something.
training. Yeah, he was like training his fucking robot self or whatever. And then the one where, not training, but where it's like a prison sentence or whatever. And then the one where the woman was training a little robot version of herself to be her assistant, and it was just like mind altering shit.
Oh, yeah.
The social credit score one was really good.
Yeah.
So there's been a number of them that were really good that I enjoyed. But it's hit or miss. Just like it's like, Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Modern Twilight Zone. Some of those were fucking stupid too.
But it's fun because obviously you can take some mushrooms there and kind of relax and enjoy yourself.
I don't think you want to relax to Black Mirror.
I do, dude. I love it because
Just
I
watching
know
pe-
that it's all
Oh,
coming true. So I'm like, all right, cool, man.
The one with what is his name from
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah,
where he's
that
like
was
the
a good
Star
one.
Trek dude. That one was great.
They're bringing that back. They're doing a part 2 of that.
That one was very good.
Yes, I'm stoked about that. And then drug-wise, dude, does it get any better than this, dude? Wizard of Oz is coming to the Sphere in Vegas.
Ooh.
Now that's
Like the original
I'm into.
Wizard of Oz.
Yes, dude, the 1939 classic.
Are they playing Pink Floyd?
I'm trying to check now. It just popped up.
I mean, you
Let's
could
go.
just bring
dude.
your own fucking just your phone and some headphones and do that.
Oh boy.
I tried to do a remake of it actually a number of years ago. It was called The Grand Wizard of Oz, and they shut me down pretty quick.
Yeah, not sure why on that.
I got a cease and desist from not only the IP owners of Wizard of Oz, but also from the sheet company that was buying my hoods from.
Yeah. They said, please stop doing that
Yeah.
and wearing those. Clan ended years ago.
Yeah.
Now, this one says here that it's going to develop a version of The Wizard of Oz, will maintain the original integrity from 1939 while pushing the boundaries of the spears. So they're talking about more or less the technology there of their experimental medium here. Oh shit! The people who are doing it, dude, are the guys from fucking Free Solo. Have you guys ever seen that goddamn movie? I get my hands are sweating every time I talk about that fucking film. My hands get sweaty. Holy shit, man! And
this is the free climber guy.
Yes. Yeah. So, all right.
But the moral of the story is don't get into a relationship because a woman will bring you down. He gets hurt every time she's around.
I know. And it's like, get out of the fucking van, dude, or he's going to die.
A distracted soldier is a dead soldier.
Yeah. So this is rock climbing, but you don't have anything. Like, you don't have any ropes, none of that shit, no carabiners, nothing, right?
Well, I don't think you can say that word anymore.
Ropes?
I think you just got to say carrot dippers now.
Okay. Is that what it is?
Because of being dead.
You gonna blast this fool or what, Holmes? God damn, S.A. Richie! How many racial stereotypes can I throw in there real quick? I could probably keep going, to be honest with you. Flautas! Tortillas! Chips and queso! Guacamole! Oh, no,
You're just saying foods.
Sorry.
Those aren't racial stereotypes. That's just Mexican food.
I was at a Mexican restaurant last night, so forgive me. All right, so this fucking guy, dude, from Free Solo.
You know what I love about
the picture, Bob?
Yeah, while you're doing that, you know what I love about Mexicans?
What's that?
If you walked into, as a white man, if you walked into like a soul kitchen, dressed like a pimp,
yeah,
and playing black music or something, they would be offended by that.
For sure.
But if you went into any Mexican restaurant on earth, including in Mexico, as a white man with a fucking sombrero on, playing the Mexican, they would all start dancing.
They love it, dude.
All of it. They fucking love that shit.
Yeah, they love it.
Mexicans are better than most people.
Very true.
Not better than me, though.
Very true. All right, zoom in on this guy here, Bob. Are you allowed to push in on that picture? There we go.
Oh, shit. He's upside down. We could do a Spider-Man kiss right now.
Well, essentially, this is what this guy was doing, right? And so the whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking for sure he's going to die. I'm thinking for sure this guy is.
Does he not die?
Can I spoil it, Bob, or no?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Spoiler alert, because this did come out like 8 years ago. He lives, and
well, I'm not going to watch it now.
I thought for sure every single one of these things, I thought for sure he was going to die.
He's the GOAT.
The goats, right? So if these guys are doing it, because I've never, again, talking about this right now, my hands are sweaty. If these are the guys that are doing the Wizard of Oz shit in Vegas, dude, bring out the mushrooms. Holy shit. This is going to be an adventure, dude.
The current day GOAT, right? Because this sport's pretty easy to suss out that conversation because everybody else that like ends up dying.
Yeah. So it's not like they can be here and interview them about, I had a better climb. No, they usually die.
But they literally fall off the greatest of all time conversation.
Now, literally. But now, so a few weeks ago, I said this thing on air, and a listener actually, there was a couple of them that hit me up, dude. So I have a fear of heights and needles for whatever reason. Those are my only two fears in this life.
I've got a fear of widths.
Really?
Yeah. Something's too wide. I can't.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Mostly people, actually. That's actually a Stephen Wright joke from 1995. Yeah.
God, he's good. He's always been good. It reminds me of Nick Thune. But anyways, I have this thing where I said this to the audience, and they wrote me back, and they were like, I know what that is, man. When you're on something high and there's something in your mind where you just want to fucking jump for some reason, you can't really explain it. Now, obviously, you don't do it. People don't do it. Rational people don't do it. But apparently, and Bob, look this up. It's called the Call of the Void. 4 or 5 listeners sent me this, and I've never heard of it. Is there a written definition of it? What's the Call of the Void?
The sudden,
Call of the Void,
inexplicable urge to jump.
Yeah,
let oneself
No
fall.
way,
So the
dude.
Call of the Void is if you're on a cliff face or on a balcony on a very tall building or on top of the building, and you look out over it. There's like some amount of people that will just get trapped into that. They'll get locked in and just walk right off the edge.
I've had that happen, and I'm just like, holy shit. But then you tell yourself not to, whatever, right? And there's not really any explanation for it because I don't like heights, so I try to avoid it. However, when I was watching that fucking dude, like, I'm like, eventually, man, one of those conversations he's having with his girlfriend in that van is just going to force him to jump off this fucking rock and kill himself. But to my knowledge, he's still alive, and good for him. I'm not rooting for you to die.
Married with 2 kids now.
However, is he really good? It's not. Is it the same chick
Same chick.
from the movie?
Same chick.
Is he still doing stuff? Because she was just like, "Hey, dude."
Found love in a hopeless place. I think he gave up on his dreams.
Did he really? Good.
I don't think he does it
He would have
anymore.
died. He would have died.
What
for
was
sure.
his dream? To die?
Well, just to keep doing this shit, right?
Yeah, but how much of that can you even do?
That's what I say, man. And he was addicted to it. So, like, it ended up winning Best Documentary for the Oscars a few years back. Well worth it. I mean, god damn, it was intense to watch.
Oh, it was shot incredibly.
Oh man, so if they're doing this to Wizard of Oz,
Well,
at the
what are they going to
Sphere-
do with Wizard of Oz, though? I mean, you got to redo the screenplay, right? Because it's up on a different type of fucking medium.
No, I think this company, from what I read here, is just going to add more visuals to the original. So, have you been there yet?
No, I haven't, but that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
so-
you've got to redo the cinematography to some degree to make it stretch over that, because that's just not
Yeah,
natural.
and I think that's what they're doing here, which will rock, dude. Holy
I would
shit.
imagine there's probably just like the screen that everyone's watching, and then the entire dome is probably like other effects. Like
Maybe, man.
it's not the entire thing is not going to show the Wizard of Oz. It'll have like a square that shows that, and then around it, kind of like how they did for the UFC, where they had all these like different designs all throughout the dome.
Yeah, no idea, but I'm amped for it. Like, that's a perfect one, and because they colorized it years ago, and going back and watching it colorized is weird as shit, man. Especially because they used to play it as a kid in black and white like all the time. And
The
then they
Wizard of
finally-
Oz?
Yeah.
No, it was always in color.
Yeah, it was always in color.
The one in the oh no, that's right. It starts in black and white and then goes to color,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
During the twister.
Yeah, I meant the 4K version. So the 4K version is what really tripped me out, because now you're seeing these vivid colors from back in the day that you're like, oh shit, is that what it was really like? Are they enhancing it? And they just did it for that Doors movie we showed yesterday, Bob. Yeah. I've never seen that in 4K like that. Like, it was like watching fucking Dune. Because we were doing a Val Kilmer tribute episode, and they had just released The Doors, I guess, in 4K. Seeing all this footage is so fucking wild now. I think that's why people lock into that World War II footage so much.
I mean, I just like watching Germans die.
Yeah, but now, and like colorized like that and in 4K.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's fucking bomb.
Yeah, it's
dude.
pretty cool, yeah. I mean,
It's
they
wild.
have some, we were talking earlier about the, on the baseball show about the old footage of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig taking batting practice and shit. They recolorized a lot of that.
Oh, dude, I just watched it. Pop that up. Because one, he's not that fat. Two,
No, he was 6'1", like 210 pounds or something like that.
yeah. Did you
Well-
guys play it on the show?
No,
Pop
we
it up
didn't,
on
no.
this. That blew my mind, that footage. When I watched it, I was like, oh, shit.
Which one do you want? Like,
Yeah, that one right there. Same thing with Wizard of Oz, where you can start really seeing these colors from back in the day, where you're like, all right, rad, man.
They didn't colorize this correctly. It's a black man.
Oh, Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth,
Yeah, we're not
first
doing
black
that.
man never playing baseball.
Wow.
You see how he's out on his front. This is what I was talking about, Bob. He's out on his front foot, but watch his front hip open just before his swing begins. That's what great hitters throughout all of history have done.
He was the greatest, too. And Bob will admit that over and over again. You know, it doesn't matter if he's playing today or back then.
And now this is
Home run
this is Gehrig.
This is Gehrig.
champion.
You can't tell with that baggy uniform, but he is a fucking monster.
I know. Look at his fucking calves.
Yeah,
too.
his quads, man, are just insane.
We'll pull up a photo of shirtless Lou Gehrig after
Yeah.
this.
Is there a shirtless
Oh, yeah,
Lou
that-
Gehrig photo that
He
I've
was
never seen?
fucking hoss.
Yeah, he's a hoss, dude. I might make shirtless Lou Gehrig my fucking fantasy baseball team name this year.
That's sweet.
That's why it was so tragic when his body just turned on it.
Yeah,
He got murdered by his own body.
I know.
Look at this
What the
dude.
fuck?
This gay ass
Fucking
pose.
Fred Flintstone here.
Look at his fucking quads.
Why
though.
is he all posed up like this?
Cause dude, he's fucking
doing a shoot.
He's
For
laying
what?
dong.
Is he in fucking Tarzan?
Playgirl? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
He's laying dong out there. He's in New York City.
That is some Quad City.
Look at his
DJs
fucking
on that
quads,
guy.
though. For
My
real.
God.
I mean,
dude.
this isn't even the best shot of his legs. His legs are fucking huge.
My God, what an animal.
Yep.
What a
Yep.
fucking animal.
And God took it all away.
I know. I know.
You,
Isn't that weird?
we got to figure out what was going on there. So he must have been up to something.
Man, was he the best ever if he didn't die?
No. But he was great.
Okay.
No. Best hitters that I'm familiar with that have ever existed. Josh Gibson would be one. Gehrig would be on the list, the top 10 probably.
All right.
If he had been able to play a full career, those numbers would have been nasty.
I just cannot figure this photo out. Pop that up one more time. As a dude, What's the director saying to you to get you to do this right here?
You're a jungle man, living your simple jungle life. He looks like Tarzan.
I know.
That's a Tarzan. He's got a. Well, that's not a baseball bat. It's a club.
Yeah.
If you zoom in, you can see it. Yeah, he like Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Are the best ever, in my opinion, for right and left-handers.
It's Barry Bonds, I think.
No, I mean like for the right from the right and left side, it's Barry
yeah.
Bonds and Pujols respectively.
Garrett got 14 full years in.
Yeah, but that's like, I mean, you can imagine him at 20. He would have, boy, 6 more years of production like that, especially hitting against fucking plumbers. So who knows? Like if you look at his swing, that swing translates to any era. For
Dude,
sure.
imagine Garrick with a torpedo bat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, dude. Everybody's bitching about those goddamn things, man. I love it, dude. I love it. We need to change all of it.
Yeah. I don't.
all of it, dude.
I think steroids, torpedo bats. The pitcher can only throw fastballs down the middle. Anything else, and you immediately get ejected. I just want to see home runs. I don't give a fuck about pitching.
No, me neither.
Home runs. Let's just have a home run derby for
That's
every
it.
game.
With those bats.
I
Let's see
think
what happens.
this should be a rule change for baseball. This is my proposed rule change. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. You know how in ancient wars, you could just send out a champion to fight their champion and not have a full-blown battle?
Yeah.
We should be able to do home run derby.
Every single
Home
day.
run derby, and like especially on a doubleheader day or an afternoon game after a late night game, you should be able to do that.
Also, let's get back to the roots of baseball. Every player should have to have a day job that they do 40 hours a week, and then they go play baseball.
And then they go play baseball.
What would yours be? Here's the problem, by the way.
Milkman. I could see you being a milkman.
Jaron Duran's day job would just to be calling people fucking racial slurs all day. And
sure.
He would have a podcast for sure.
But, I mean, I would follow my family line of just being a waterman, dumping fluoride in the water supply.
And going to play for the Philadelphia Phillies at nights. Look at that. What a dream. Avatar's finally fucking coming out. Thank God. That was the movie we were all missing. Well,
that's
3 fucking hours. This
is the last one that I think Joel worked on in the series.
Is it really? Is he back there?
He was on 2 and 3. I think it was camera 13 or 14 and 2 and 3.
Man.
So this is the last one. He can finally close that chapter of his life.
Holy shit. I was unaware that they were like people. Do people still give a fuck about Avatar?
No.
Did they ever care about Avatar, really? I mean, it's one of the highest grossing movies
It's
ever.
weird, man. Like, it's the
ever
highest
cared.
grossing movie ever, but I've never heard anybody be like, man, why don't you come over tonight? Let's throw some fucking Avatar on, dude.
I like the first one. Here's my problem with the Avatar series. You've got all these aliens that are super athletic. I haven't seen one of them fuck. Because they don't have genitals. They just tie their fucking hair together. You didn't give them giant cocks?
No.
I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. It just makes no sense to me.
All right, so let's see. This is going to be over 3 hours long.
Good God.
And dear God, dude. It's coming out December 19th.
I think
here.
Dune 3 comes out next year, right?
And you will have to wear glasses again. So my kids hated wearing the glasses.
I'm not doing that.
They were out of there after like 30 minutes. They were like, this is dumb. They were like, why would you wear glasses inside the theater? And I was like, well, that's what 3D is. And they're like, yeah, that's stupid, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Well, I mean,
Fair enough, dude.
back to Black Mirror. They are bringing back that one sketch. So it's
Yeah.
Plemons Milioti, who was great in The Penguin, by the way. If you didn't watch that, she was great in that.
Dude, she rocks.
Yeah, and then Michaela Cole, who plays she's the black girl with the big ass eyes.
Yeah.
But then they have, I don't know what roles any of these guys are playing, but some of the other actors that are in this season, Paul Giamatti,
Okay.
who's fucking great, Harriet Walter, Issa Rae, Emma Corrin, Peter Capaldi, Rashida Jones, Will Poulter. There's like a bunch of fucking great actors. I think, wasn't Will Poulter in one already?
I think so.
I feel like he was in
I think
one.
he was in one. But it's a nice glimpse. Again, what I said earlier, that's just going to see how we're going to die.
He was,
It's
yeah.
going to be fun.
Will Poulter was in the episode Bandersnatch.
What was the point of that one? I don't remember.
It's an interactive film. A brief tutorial on the device explains users how to make
That's right.
choices.
It was the Choose Your Own Adventure Black Mirror, where you got to like pick what.
I I remember that.
Oh, was that the dating one?
Yeah.
I don't remember, yeah. Speaking of Will Poulter, The Bear Season 4 is out in June.
Oh, let's go. All right.
So-
that just get announced? Because I know they're doing all these right now. That rocks.
Yeah,
too.
they're putting it all up at once again.
Good.
Which is interesting because some shows are going serialized again.
I know.
I think 1923 is doing it. Although they've always, I think all the
Paramount shows are going once a week. Yeah.
But what was the other one?
HBO goes once a week usually.
There was one on either Hulu or Netflix. I don't remember which. Shit. Is it the one where the white kid stabs somebody? The stabby one. What's it called?
Adolescence.
Yeah.
Adolescence. I think that might be coming out once a week too.
Okay.
Which is interesting because Netflix doesn't typically do that.
All right.
So.
I'm in. Somebody big is behind the Adolescence. I just read an article about that today.
Well, the main actor in it is he was Statham's what do you call it, sidekick in Snatch back in the day, but he's been in dozens of movies.
He's in
over
Band
years.
of Brothers.
Band of Brothers, yeah, he's a really good actor. He's in this
Stephen Graham.
Stephen Graham. We've watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. It's fucking really
He
good.
created it. Yeah, so Stephen Graham created it.
He created it. Okay,
Yeah.
shit. Interesting.
It co-created, co-wrote. Did you guys catch the new Naked Gun trailer yet?
No. How is it?
I'm sure it's funny.
We can't put it on the screen, but I can play it for you if you want.
I'll watch it later.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. I think I saw. Was it only a minute long?
It's like it was a bit of a teaser, and there's a solid.
There's one joke.
About the former cast.
Yeah. There's one that I liked. I just don't know how you remake it, man. To be honest with you.
I trust the people making it more than I do in most comedies. It's one of the Lonely Island dudes directing it.
It is, but it's just such a specific style of comedy. Leslie Nielsen could do it. Barry Bostwick's very good at doing it. He should have been that dude, popping in. You need somebody older who's just deadpan like that. There's like another actor named Ray Weiss who'd be really good at it. We'll see how Neeson does. He was good in. It's Liam Neeson who's taking over.
He was really good in A Million Ways to Die in the West, deadpan, because it was kind of a goofy thing.
And then the one with the midget. We just showed it
Life's
the other day.
Too Short,
Life's Too Short.
With the AIDS thing, yeah. And he's definitely good at it. So.
He is. So I'm curious. But I didn't see any of his scenes, Bob. Have they released any of those?
Yeah, the teaser has like one of the opening scenes, and he's in it for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least there's something coming out here. I'm not going to go see the Avatar thing. Luckily, my kids don't give a shit about the Avatar, so I'm out of that. Thank God, dude. Thank God. And I think there's even another one that's already shot, and that'll come out in like 2029 or some bullshit. So.
Yeah, there's. I think didn't they make 5 total?
I think so,
Something like that?
I just stopped caring after the first one.
There's a bunch of good movies coming out this year.
What else is out there? Because they're starting to drop them right now.
I'm seeing in the background. There's one that I really want to see, that Black Vampire movie with Ryan Coogler directing and Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah,
starring,
that looks super interesting.
Haley Steinfeld. And then, honestly, the Rami Malek CIA movie looks like a fun little action movie.
I mean, he's always good, so who fucking knows?
Except it's Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't great. Let's see, The Electric State came out already, but it was not good. That was kind of like just giving money to Chris Pratt and fucking 11 or whatever.
Sure.
Whatever her name is.
They're going to stop doing bullshit like that, by the way. They're going to stop doing it, apparently. So you won't have to watch those. They all felt like AI'd movies, where we were just watching something AI'd on Netflix.
Yeah.
It might be. It might be an AI-generated script. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Novocaine is coming out soon. That's that kid from... it's a superhero movie. It's that kid... Actually, it may have already come out. Yeah, it's already come out. It's that kid from The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like a superhero that just... His superpower is that he can't feel pain, though, which is not a superpower.
No, it still affects his body.
Yeah,
it does. And by the way, so it was... it's Dennis Quaid's kid... and they dressed him up at the Laker game the other day. Bob, pull up the picture. I think he was sitting courtside all bundled up in bandages.
He's a pretty good actor.
No, but look at this. Look at how they made him go to the game, Dan.
Oh, my God.
Really, really great PR for this movie. It was really fucking funny. And the girl that was with him was just so embarrassed the entire time because everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? They didn't know about the movie, and they just kept cutting back and forth to him. By the way, how close does he look to Dennis Quaid?
He's looking more like Dennis every day.
It's nuts, isn't it? At least he didn't get that Randy gene, you know? Does Randy have a kid? Does Randy Quaid have a kid?
Let me check that.
If so, love to have him on.
Not sure if he'd be allowed.
Love to have him on. I doubt
He
it.
has a daughter named Amanda Quaid.
Holy shit. Where is she at?
She's 41. She's a poet, playwright, actress living in New York.
Sure.
Let's see.
If your is her last name still Quaid?
Yeah.
Because that's a tough one to run away from. Like, that's the only Quaid I've ever heard in my entire life. And obviously, it's either Randy or Dennis, right? I think if I'm her, I definitely lie and just say Dennis at that point. You know? I think you're still safe.
There's a movie called Rhino King that's supposed to be really good, but I don't know. The ratings are really high for it, but I haven't seen any trailers or anything yet.
The
If
new
you're
Fantastic Four movie, Crush, by the way, because
Yeah.
we're doing these CinemaCon things right now.
Yeah. There's also kind of a biopic about Alan Pinkerton, who started Pinkerton Security Services, and they kind of led to the development of professional policing and the Secret Service in the U.S.
Okay.
So that might be interesting if you're into that sort of thing. I don't think many people are. I think it's kind of too niche, to be honest, to be a big hit.
Tom Cruise is doing the last Mission Impossible. They just announced that, so that'll be out this summer.
You say the last, but
No, it is. They made him get out of there. So he said, because he's like, I want to keep doing more. And they're like, you know, Tom, the last two haven't done that great. And you're 65 now. We've got to kind of move on from that, of you wanting to die in every movie. So he came out and said, all right, well, since you're going to replace me, the guy I'd nominate and love to fill my shoes is Glenn Powell. So that'd be cool, I guess, if you wanted to continue that series. Although, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, I've never understood one plot line of any Mission Impossible.
no, I mean it's wild
Not one.
nonsense. I mean even it's very low hanging fruit. Like IMF stands for Impossible Mission Force. That's the name of your super secret organization. Come on now, just come on, man.
Now, there's a show called Mobland that just came out that just broke the records there, but I have not seen that.
I heard it's supposed to be good. Yeah.
It's Tom
Guy
Hardy,
Ritchie,
right?
Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie, Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan.
Is it a movie?
Helen
Yeah,
Mirren.
Pierce Brosnan looks great. And by the way, he's like in banger after banger lately. He's in all kinds of great stuff lately. And speaking of old British actors, what's his name? Bond, Roger, whatever the fuck. Roger,
James Bond?
yeah.
Roger Moore?
Moore.
He's dead.
No, not Roger Moore. Dalton.
Dalton,
Timothy
yeah, Timothy
Dalton.
Dalton,
yeah.
In 1923, great villain.
Sure.
Wild as fuck. Have you watched the second season of 1923 yet?
Yeah.
It's fucked.
It's really fucking good,
Yeah.
but at least more things are starting to come out here. So Mobland, is that a full TV series, Bob? I'm in, dude.
Yeah,
I'm in
it's
for
a-
anything
yeah,
Tom
it's a TV
Hardy
series.
fucks with. I'm down with that, dude. And shit, what was
And
the
also,
last-
Tom Hardy's bringing back season 2 of Taboo. If you like that series, it was pretty good. If you're into that
Okay.
sort of thing.
But yeah, there's a thing called CinemaCon, so they're kind of dropping all these, getting ready. And I know, dude, I'm not going to make them up. So we did talk about that Fantastic Four trailer on RPR the other day, and man, that's at least they did something cool with it, where you're like, all right, I know the kids are going to ask, so let's go. You know, that one I'll be into. But yeah, for Tom Cruise at this point, I think he's got one more Top Gun, and then that's it. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I mean, he's going to obviously still act.
Dan,
but-
what do you think 5Gs would do to a 70-year-old body?
Nothing good. Yeah, his skin's hanging on for dear life as it is, to be fair.
He's pushing it, man.
But are they still planning on shooting that space movie?
They're planning on it still.
I don't know how he's going to do it in
I
this.
don't either, man.
That's going to be tough, man.
So if he makes it, it'd be a miracle. He's signed on to do the very first ever movie shot entirely in space. But I don't know how you do this right now, man. Because how old is he? Look him up. Look up Tom Cruise right now. He's got to be 65, right?
62.
62, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. There's another.
Can somebody stay in space though? I mean, I guess they can, right?
Well, Shatner they did the low Earth
But
orbit.
he just
thing.
went up and down.
Yeah. I don't know.
Could
I
you
mean,
say could a
here-
65-year-old Tom Cruise make it in
not
space for
not
2 months?
not long, no, not 2 months would be. I mean, he would be fine in space. Once he came back here, his body would be fucked for the rest of his life. So beyond your like mid 50s, you start to lose bone density every single year, and being in space makes you lose it at like 3 times the rate that you normally do. I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think he's coming back.
You don't think he's coming back at all?
I think he's staying in space.
Ah, man, maybe.
He might. Maybe he'll go to Mars.
He made a deal with somebody, man.
Yeah. There's another, there's like a political / spy thriller that comes out sometime soon, or maybe it already did. It's called Black Bag. It's Fassbender, Gustav Skarsgård, Kate Blanchett, Tom Burke, Reggie Jean Page. There's a bunch of good people.
Right.
It's probably good because it's a really good cast. Pierce Brosnan is also in that. That's why I brought it up.
Ah, gotcha.
He's in all sorts of shit right now.
And then the other announcement here today from Amazon, because they own the Bond franchise now, James Bond, is that they're actually, sources are saying they're actually going to take it back to like the 20s and then cast the guy super young. So they want the guy to be in his 20s. And then kind of start over and then remake all those old eras. And I think that could be fun. I just don't know who plays him.
Wait, the actor's going to be in his 20s?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Are they going to do it back in like the Cold War era? Or like are they going to set it as like a period piece, I guess?
So when it started is how they'll kind of reboot it and then start it from there again and make it a period piece, yes. And I think that would be all right. And then, I mean, you'd be able to crank out a bunch of movies that way, obviously. If the actor's in his late 20s, yeah. And then the rumor right now is the dude from Gladiator 2, I guess.
Oh, he's awful.
I don't think he was that
Christ.
great either in that movie. But
He's fine.
I mean, it just very contrived, the whole thing. To be honest, it was not good.
Yeah.
Man, that's a disappointment if it's him.
That's
Make it fucking Tom Holland, man.
So he's in the mix.
Why wouldn't he be?
Tom Holland is also in the mix.
With Tom, it's like, does he even want to do it?
He's too sweet.
He's too nice.
Yeah, but Bond was before you've got Daniel Craig in your head. Before that, Bond was a fucking womanizer. He wasn't a brutalist.
I don't see Tom Holland as a womanizer. He's a one-lady man.
You know that about his what do you call it?
Personal life?
Like his personal life, yeah. But he's a good actor too.
He is, for
He
sure.
is. He's a very good actor.
Yeah,
For real.
I think
He's just too nice for me.
I think he would be the best choice for it, to be honest. There's also that ugly kid. What's his name?
There's a bunch of uggos out there.
What's his name?
Is he a
Barry
road
Keoghan?
man?
Yeah, Keoghan.
Oh,
Barry
Keoghan?
Keoghan would be great now. Yeah.
Gross. I don't really like looking at him though.
He's
a good actor,
but he's British attractive, right?
Pop him up one
a
more
different
time.
Well,
type.
he's Irish.
Yeah, but he'll.
Pop him
Irish
up one more
cat.
time. Let's see.
Yeah, he grew up doing the accent.
Is Cavill
If you want to go
old?
really dark, just go Army Hammer. Let him learn a British accent, just eat people the whole time.
Great, dude.
He could be Jack the Ripper.
No.
Nah, this is not your Bond.
No, it's not my Bond, man. Sorry. It's not my Bond, bro.
You need him to be pretty, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to be hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I need
Daniel
a.
Craig was rugged hot. Pierce Brosnan was perfect looking.
Yeah.
Like peak Pierce Brosnan.
Fuck yeah, he
just
was,
like
dude.
an absolutely pretty but still kind of tough man.
Give me a fucking Sean Connery again, dude. You know?
It's more rugged. You can go rugged or you can go pretty. You know
Was
what I mean?
Sean bald in that movie? Pop
He
him
was
up.
bald.
I
What-
haven't seen it in a
Wait,
long
what about-
time.
what
He was
about-
balding, right?
What about he's been balding since he was 12 years old?
I know.
What about Will Poulter?
I'd do that. Oh, actually, he had hair.
Did he have hair? Let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shit. God damn, I
Look at him.
forgot.
Look at him. Will
God, what a pimp. That's a goddamn man right there.
pull up a recent photo of Will Poulter. Because he's also kind of cut.
This is a believable Bond to me.
I
Even
think
with
they-
the blonde hair.
I think they've got to have a rap sheet.
He's a good-looking man.
He's a good actor on both ways. He's done comedy and drama.
Yeah.
He's very good.
He's also
Very good.
a good-looking guy.
He was he was goofy looking as a kid.
He
Yeah.
was, and he grew up.
Yeah, ugly duckling.
Yeah. But, that's a tough one for me. I don't know anybody in their 20s that could really rock this. I would go Henry Cavill. Delco, that was where I lived with this.
He's too bulky for that role.
I need a little...
I need James Bond to be yoked.
Yeah, so do I, dude. I need to believe that he's out there boning in the streets and also murdering people. So I need him to be yoked
He doesn't need to be stealthy.
and good looking.
You know what's
Yeah.
sad? If John Boyega hadn't turned into a cunt, it would have been a shoe-in. He would have already had the role, and they probably would have already made a movie. Because they wanted him badly when he got first cast in Star Wars. They wanted him. That was all the buzz. Like, hey, we're getting him. He's going to play the next Bond. Blah blah blah. And then it turned out that he was just impossible to deal with. And they're like, fuck. All right.
I think he's not that great of an actor.
Also,
No, he's not. He's terrible.
So many British actors have taken American roles. We need to reverse course. We need like a Chalamet to take James Bond.
I'm gonna give you a wild card that not enough people are talking about, and that's Taron Egerton.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Oh, he is a good actor.
He was good. Well, I
He's good.
don't know about good actor, but as Bond in a cheesy role, I mean, he was great in fucking The Kingsman.
Is he young enough? Because they're saying 20s.
Yeah, he's in his, I think, late 20s.
Does he have,
I could get down with this guy. Yeah, well, so here's the thing, Bob. I just sent you a clip via Twitter. I think you need, so play this clip here. This is Sean Connery and Barbara Walters. I think you've got to have somebody with a little scandal in the past.
Is this where he says rap on the beak?
Yeah. Live on television.
Sometimes you need to slap a woman.
Yeah. Again, play this up.
Interview in which you said, not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good. I
think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else.
Look at the
women are
sincerity
pretty
on
good
his
at this,
face, too.
They can't
That's my
leave
favorite
it
part.
alone. They want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with
Sincerity into the
they
slight
want to say it
smirk.
again. And
He's like, what are you going to do to me? I'm James
get
Bond,
into
bitch.
a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
To give her a good slap.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if she gives you a good slap back?
Well, then you get into another area. I mean, then maybe she's getting to like it, and then it becomes something else. I don't know. But seriously, I think that it's the last resort. He's not going to do it because he wants to do it. Huh?
Wait till people see this interview. You're going to get mail.
Might get some female.
I mean, he did not let up the entire time in that interview. Also, really want to point out, that was his last interview. His publicist pulled the fucking plug after that. They were like, nope, you're not talking to one more person ever again. Because he just wouldn't let it go. She tried to give him a couple outs in that conversation. He was like, no, I firm believer. And, a good slap.
Well, if you're not wrong, why would you say you are? I guess is the question I have. Sometimes this is serious. There's a book called Intimate Communion by a guy named David Dida or some shit like that. I think it's Deida. And he says that I'm paraphrasing, so forgive me if I fuck it up, but something like the difference between rape and ravishment is love, right? So if you love a woman, sometimes you got to fucking discipline her. That's just the way life is.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure. Well, the rest of the world didn't see it like that after he did this.
Well, look at the state of the rest of the world, and look at how Sean Connery's life went.
I know.
If you're going to compare the outcomes, right?
I know.
Sean Connery had quite a bit better life than most of you fucking humps, so start hitting people.
What I'm saying is our Bond needs to have a little DV in his past. That's what I
Well, it's not going to be Tom
expect.
Holland, but I could definitely see, what's his name?
Tom Hardy, yes. dude.
Taron, whatever the fuck his name is. He
Edgerton?
probably hit somebody. Tom Hardy.
Shia
for sure.
LaBeouf, dude, for sure.
Hardy
Yeah.
couldn't do it. Hardy would be a good villain.
He would be a great villain. He would be an excellent
Yeah,
villain,
Hardy
dude.
would have to do a movie without mumbling, which I think might be impossible for him at this point.
He didn't mumble in, yeah, at this point you might be right. He didn't mumble in Inception. He was very posh in that one.
Yeah, and that was like the last time. Like ever since then, like
Yeah, what was that, 2011?
Yeah, literally. Like every other movie since then, fucking Dunkirk, fucking Batman, like
Yeah.
every single
Even Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. He played a redneck in some movie with Shia LaBeouf the whole time, where he was just like, "Get on my land."
Yeah, it was where they were moonshiners. What the fuck was the name of that movie? I don't remember.
Oh, I saw it and it was good, but
Yeah.
then I forgot about it.
Lawless.
I don't remember that. Yes,
Lawless,
I saw
yeah.
that. It was a great movie.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf was
But I
good
just
in it.
forgot about
Hardy
it.
was good in it. That other guy, that was in Zero Dark 30, played the older brother. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Jason Clarke.
Yeah, Jason Clarke. Yeah, he was really good in that too.
Yeah, but we need our Bond with a little DV there. That's all that I want. As far as Mission Impossible, I don't really give a shit if that ever gets made again.
No,
I'm all good.
Those are like background noise movies, to be honest. Like you're not deeply invested in the outcome of those.
No, it's on TNT. It's definitely there. Like it's on in the room, and then you kind of look up and you're like, oh, is that the train scene? Okay, cool, man. And then go back to scrolling through videos. Like that's where I live with Mission Impossibles. Not one of those has really got me off to where I needed to be.
In-N-Out Burgers made we got to go, obviously.
Yeah.
Douglas got to go pick up his parents, but In-N-Out Burgers made a public statement today.
What they say?
Any newly imposed tariff will not affect prices at In-N-Out since none of the company's ingredients are imported.
There it is. There it is. Also, hard AF Seltzer, same thing. All of it's in America, so don't need it. Prices will be unaffected here, man. All I did was switch. Yeah, it took a few phone calls, but that was about it, bro. All right, now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. These get emailed live on air. You can submit at drinkinbros.com. Bob, what do we got here as far as new T-shirts up in the old shop? The old Drinkin' Bros shop right now. Got the Brutal Americans. Oh, that's right, dude. We brought back that old design. I forgot about that. Fathers Without Boundaries. Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, this is out there. If you've got somebody that needs a rap on the beak, you can send them to Fathers Without Boundaries. Mm-hmm. And this is pro bono, by the way.
Yes.
We do not charge for this service.
No. This is all free. It's tax-free, too.
Mm-hmm.
We plan on taking a trip to Arizona State this year?
Or Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah, one of the two. Just to meet and greet and make sure everybody's doing okay. Mm-hmm. You know, just kind of chat with people.
Just rock these shirts.
Yeah, and just say, hey, guys.
We call it pressing the flesh in the biz.
We do. We are very generous with our time and our charity work with Fathers Without Boundaries. What else we got? Brutal Americans on there. Doge around and find out. These Gulf of America shirts are crushing for us, and then the old Bro box is on fire right now. But you can submit for Drinkin' Bro of the Week, and then it gets sent to us live on air. This one was submitted by Jay Heisey, California. He's been listener for 3 years. Wants to nominates Albert Pena, living. Because I got to know Albert when we deployed together in Iraq in 2003. Shared a tent with this man during some of the toughest times of my life. He became as close as a brother to me during that time, and we've remained close ever since. He helped me stay alive in Iraq, and his friendship has helped me get through tough times and stay alive in the years since I left. My Drinkin' Bro of the Week, and every day for that matter, will always be Sergeant Albert Pena. Love you, brother. Cheers. Cheers to you guys. I got time for one more here. Another one just came in. Drinkin' Bro submission, Matthew Adams from New Hampshire. Day one homie wants to nominate Jessica Adams, living. Says to his wife, Jessica, she's been with me through thick and thin, multiple deployments, and all the other bullshit life throws at us. She remained my loyal best friend and a very giving lover. Yeah, love to hear that. She's constantly making me want to be a better person and challenge myself. Since the first time I met her in high school, I knew I'd found the one. Thanks for being my Drinkin' Bro for life. There you go, dude. Cheers. Cheers to you guys. Delco, enjoy the weekend, friends. Enjoy your family. All
Thanks.
right?
I can't say why they're coming down.
Oh, you have no idea?
No, I know why.
You got a big announcement?
Well,
Someone does. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you off air. I don't want somebody to like just hear this and then ruin it for that person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify, just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros